Good evening, everybody, on this Friday night SpeedGaming presenting this Season 4 Open League Divisional Finals, Game 4, between Kakariko Brew Crew and Dante made us join. Sokol for the Brew Crew on the left, SirLinkalot for Dante and company on the right. I am Zeruvian, and joining me tonight is Mr. Zeke Highwind. Zeke, what are we playing?
Well, Sokol has decided that we are to have some Randomizer today. So we've got an open Randomizer with a hard item pool and a chaos boss shuffle. That's right. There is no restriction on our bosses outside of, Trinex can't fit everywhere and those kinds of restrictions. But there is no restriction on how many of a boss can show up. So for all we know, it could be all Moldworms, or there could be Trinexes at every possible opportunity. We don't know.
And that makes this a very high variance mode. In addition to the Chaos bosses, we do have an enemy shuffle on the overworld. So our two runners on the screen here, Sokol2044 for Kakariko Brew Crew, down one game, SirLinkalot having taken the Swordless in Game 3, forcing this Game 4. Lots of stuff going on here. Hopefully lots of fun, too. But hopefully we don't see enemies in the worst places. You could have spikes that literally block your path. You could have wall masters dropping from the ceiling in any given tile in a dungeon. Anything can happen. It's a high variance, very volatile mode.
You said spikes blocking your path, and you know which one popped in my head.
Oh, the absolute ultimate spike at the top of GT. Hopefully we don't see that. But you could still see one sitting and blocking you from doing, say, a hammer yump or, stuff like that. It diver down. You could have all kinds of nonsense things. And on top of it, it is hard item pool. So we'll be restricted to 14 hearts maximum, green mail, tempered sword, and only one bow.
I think it's the loss of silvers actually makes Randomizer even harder here.
Oh, absolutely. Silvers being that, little kryptonite for most enemies in the game. As we are off, and we do see we've got a pretty nice start for Sokol and Link's house. A sword to start off with, and a spike to start off with as well.
Right, and that was a red crystal Hera and a pendant on Easter. Regular blue crystal sitting at desert, and we are going to get our tier 1 tree pole check.
We got a fish. That means free resources for SirLinkalot. Well, not that free resource. That's not getting picked up.
I mean, I'm not even sure I could get into that wall.
And that has to be...
That's an armor upgrade.
Ooh,
and that's rude pokey.
That's the kind of stuff you hate to see. You run into that pokey, you're just dead.
That's a second sword at Uncle.
Oh my goodness, 2 swords in the Uncle start is crazy. And also, keeping track. Oh, go on.
It's worth noting, that tree pole from SirLink almost got him killed by that pokey.
That pokey hopping around. And, keeping track of these swords and other items as they are obtained tonight for us, I will point out, is Professor Pixie in chat. So, big shout-outs to them as well.
It's a regular commentary group here, isn't it?
What do you mean regular?
I mean, it's you, it's me, it's Professor Pixie. We've done this before.
I
think we've done it for Randomizer Week, too, so...
Actually, I believe we did. So, let's see here. That's not going to fly for Sokol, as he takes one from the pokey. He's going to have to start over somewhere here. And it's probably going to make a second run at it.
And SirLink checked the bottle merchant for bombs, but unfortunately, there's no bombs. So we'll check the southern checks and then buy bombs, if he doesn't get bombs. That's Bugnet.
Bugnet's pretty nice to have here if you get a bottle, because in this mode, the fairy is one of the best safeties you could ask for. I'm waiting to see someone take that fish and just turn it in at the bottle merch to get free resources.
I'm honestly surprised we haven't had that happen yet.
Looks like Sokol wants to give us a peek at what's sitting on the lumberjack ledge.
Can we talk about how rude this overworld layout is at the moment? Everything can one-shot you.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
And that's a Quake medallion sitting on the lumberjack, so that is a that is the ultimate wait and see. Hopefully that's not required for one of Mire or Turtle Rock. We do have 2 pendants in the Dark World, so it is yet to be determined. That's another fish.
Those BMOs are so rude. I do like this move to go north around the pokey from Sokol.
Yeah, there comes a point where you just have to, say, all right, well, that doesn't seem safe. Well, let's do it the safe way. It's kind of a business decision, you could say, when you have a mode like Randomizer.
Hey, a bow.
Well, that makes things a little bit nicer for both of our runners here. That early bow gives us a ranged weapon that we can take advantage of as well now.
Did Sokol just meet the pokey again?
Yeah, he tried walking around it, and it was bouncing on a corner, and took him for a second ride. Back to the sanctuary we go.
Yeah. Early bow, pendant Eastern.
See, that just means Eastern has progression,
And that Moldorm has it out for Sokol.
Luckily, we don't need to go back into the forest right now. Nice hook shot. Things are really starting to look a little more exciting here. And a free bottle in the village along with the bug net, so we can now capture fairies if we want to, in addition to other things you can do with a bottle. Obviously, filling it with your favorite potion is also a good move, especially in a mode where you have no idea what you're going to face at any given time.
You can also put bees in it.
Unfortunately, I don't think there were bombs in Blind's hut, so we're going to be leaving that check in the back until Sokol manages to buy some bombs.
There's bombs over in the well, though.
Alright, so at least it's going to be kind in that way. We do have this sick kid check with that bottle here, and that does yield us a mirror. So now we're talking about... I'm seeing the mountain in here early. What do you think?
If you only find a glove, how brave are you doing Dark Old Man?
Very brave.
Well, I know you are.
Well, you asked me how I am. I think, actually, I would probably expect that Sir Link would do it, too. I'm not sure about Sokol, but dark rooms are one of those things in Randomizer you might want to kind of stay away from. For the simple fact of the matter is, you don't know what you're going to run into until it claims your life.
Feels a little bad for Sokol having to go back to Blind Hut for back now.
He might just leave it. It's one check. I don't believe there was anything important back there.
That hesitation there. You saw it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the call that he makes here. After taking a couple overworld deaths, he might feel behind already in this mode.
This overworld is not kind.
As is Randomizer. There are things and places that make you go, ouch. Luckily, there's really nothing of any worry down here by the dam.
Mirror and hookshot, and there's our other armor upgrade. Or our other bow. We don't know which, but I want to call it the armor upgrade at this point. So it's worth noting, since it was a recent change, those are flippers underwater.
Well, at least we don't have to talk about fake flippering in Randomizer here, because that will allow us to just swim without the little fear of being one hit. And Sokol is going to go ahead and take his last bomb, come on up here and check the back of Blind's hut. You don't want to leave anything behind. Makes sense.
But as I was saying, it's worth noting, in Randomizer recently, we had a change to the compasses. Because now, the compasses tell you what boss is in the dungeon when you have them. Well, there goes the Ice Rod Hunt.
So are we really one item from boss mode, basically? And that's your Moon Pearl already, so I would imagine the mountain's probably coming into play here sooner than later.
I'm expecting a cape all of a sudden, and a lamp.
Oh, don't even say that. We haven't seen the castle Eastern yet, so there's plenty of opportunities for the seed to be plenty rude.
I mean, it's already in the back of our runners' minds with that Quake Medallion potentially being needed.
chat pointing out we haven't seen a glove yet. It doesn't take a glove necessarily to go up the mountain. You could still have it available if you find yourself a flute.
And that Lionel is rude.
Ever wanted to just learn how to dance? Well, that Lionel and that BMOS will make that pretty sure bet. That's a piece of heart sitting in Ice Rod Cave. And it looks like SirLink wants to go for a swim.
I mean, we just got flippers. Doesn't have money for Zora yet, is the only concern right now.
Yeah, and with the flippers in our grasp here, it's not possible for us to perform a Houlihan unless we find ourselves a glove. So the 315 rupees that we currently have are going to be all we're going to take up here. And that guard would certainly kill you if you tried to fake flipper here.
Yeah, that is the anti-fake flipper guard. He wants you to not cheat. Fake flipping is not cheating, but it is not an intended effect of the game.
That crab could still kill you even though you have flippers, because 2 hearts is a lot of damage this early in a seed.
And it always does 2 hearts damage because we don't have any armor.
Oh my gosh. And there's a Hinox just kind of trolling around. Okay.
Oh no, and this is... The worst part is, if you mistime it, those firebars will hit you regardless of which layer you're on.
Alright, we do know the front of the castle is in logic. Now the back of the castle is in logic, because that is a lamp in the map chest.
Okay. That's Aga access there, because we have a Master Sword and a lamp, and the Moon Pearl, no.
You know, it sure is. And we have West Dark World now, too, with the hook shot and the flippers.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
It's absolutely a hard required Aga seed.
I mean, there's still Eastern area and the rest of the castle. But...
And that...
What is this Randomizer doing?
Oh my goodness, that is a Hinox at the boomerang chest. You can kill him with a single bomb, or you can take a couple spins. You have a Master Sword. Put it to good use. Yeah, that bomb will take care of it, though.
What I would give for a boomerang in that scenario.
You just give him a good stun. And we did see our stun prizes fairies on this scene. So,
that's immensely useful in Randomizer.
So remember the whole bottle and bugnet combination. Now you can stun anything.
Oh yeah, Bombos.
Bombos sitting on the Zora ledge. That's another little nice thing to have. Is it's basically your I don't like this room nuke button.
Okay, what is this Zora's domain though?
A little confused as to why Sokol took the fairy. Oh, he has a mirror. That's why. And there's our Zora money. So that's a check that SirLink is not going to be able to make right now, that Sokol may make sooner than later.
And now we go down into the depths of the castle.
I don't believe we've seen the map yet. So that is still going to be hiding back here somewhere. But the key was in Sanctuary, so this is absolutely going to be expected by the game for you to go get these items. Now, the number of enemies down here, however, makes this next room quite the trip.
Yeah, this room right here can be terrifying. Have you ever seen 4 Lionels and 2 Stalfos Knights in the same room?
You ever seen a pair of BMOs sitting in the corner of Dark Cross here? Not today, but that's a big yellow spike in your way. Ouch. And there's a book. That is interesting.
There's desert.
Yeah,
there's ether when we get up the mountain.
Uh-huh, and there's Bombos when you have Dark World access as well.
And SirLink is going to get his Master Sword here.
Alright, let's see what the Key Rat turned into today. It is a Key Popo, which is a lot easier to deal with than something that's going to skitter around the floor. Or something that's going to kill you.
I was going to say, it's easier to Key Rat, let alone anything else.
Oh, that BMOS, though. Oh.
Oh no. Randomizer, please. Aren't you glad we don't have to do an Randomizer escape, though?
And sitting in the back of Escape is a whole lot of nothing. That lamp, though. That lamp says Eastern, the boss is now in logic, provided we can actually kill the boss that's sitting in Eastern, where the Armos Knights normally would be.
I think in this case I still go south for Sokol. There's a lot of items down south.
Yeah, you got the 5 mini Moldworm Cave, you got Ice Rod Cave, you got the 2 here in the dam, and you could pay Zora, something that, as we saw, SirLink was not able to do. Now we can also go over to Desert and split this route, too.
It's kind of tempting to do this Desert's route, to me.
Vanilla Glove and Desert would be kind of nice here.
I'm also the kind of guy who, in Sir Link's case, probably would have done mini motor and gone to Desert side. But I don't like going to Zora without money. It's just weird.
Let's see which direction Sokol wants to take this in. He is going to scope out Desert Palace, which is a crystal that we know about, but not something we can absolutely obtain at this point until we receive a glove.
And possibly a certain pair of footwear.
Well, that Hinox decided to just scoot on across and pay Sir Link a visit up close and personal there, but that sword definitely makes this a lot easier to deal with. That's a fire rod sitting on the desert ledge. And just like that...
Go ahead.
We're going to be in boss mode at about 15 minutes.
Yeah. Because you don't actually need the hammer to kill Helmosaur. So that's a really early boss mode. It makes dungeon dives a lot more tolerable.
It also makes dungeon dives possibly a lot more important in this case as well. With the case being that we have a boss in Eastern, we don't know who it is. But we know we can kill it. Ooh, Desert is in fact boots locked today.
Hey, remember when I said we might need a certain pair of footwear?
Yeah, we're going to be having to go fast at some point, and for now, that's at least one thing we know we need those boots for. Possibly two, possibly more. Nice cape in Desert Palace.
I mean, I'm not against having a cape in this mode either. What enemy was that? Because I know that enemy likes glitch. I just couldn't identify the enemy by its movement.
I want to say it was a blue Zazak, but I could be wrong in that. VXR in chat telling us it was a red Stalfos.
Please be careful, Sir Link.
Yeah, the one heart with the Beamos sitting in this room, you gotta keep moving or you're just getting shot down. And the Beamos is looking the other way, so Sir Link will come on here, and this is the easy part. With that red potion in hand, too. You just don't want to dive headfirst into the unknown with no HP to hold on your back. Question from chat asking where the ice rod was. It is in Mini Moldorm Cave, which is a location that Sokol has not yet gone to. This is a location we probably won't be seeing Sir Link go to in any quick fashion here.
Well, he might go back with the book, so...
He might. Well, he's making this call right now, and I think you know exactly what we're in for.
I mean, he has the Moon Pearl. He has the flippers. He's changing his mind.
Yeah, he changed his mind at the very last instant, and that's probably a blessing in disguise here, yet to be seen. We don't have a glove or a hammer yet. We don't have a way up the mountain, but any one check can actually spring this light world wide open.
And here's the desert play.
Yeah, it's going to be good for Sir Link. Going to get his fire rod and thus be in boss mode as well.
Also a cape.
Yeah, the cape, which, kind of reinforces the idea that this is an agate seed, even though it gave you two very early, very easy to obtain swords. Yeah, thinking with doing agate this early, though, it is kind of a risky play, even though you have known access to the west side of the Dark World. You've got the entire eastern area and a completable eastern palace. Whether or not it's a pendant, I'd still say you gotta go for it.
I don't know, I like taking risks. And this seed does scream Aga to me because of the everything for Aga. And West Dark World.
Yeah, and
it's flippers and hookshot to actually sell it to me.
Yeah, the flippers hookshot coming in early, right around or after the Moon Pearl. Or in this case, the hookshot before the Moon Pearl. Kind of tells you everything you probably need to know if you're talking about Dark World. Ooh, evading the pursuit from that Lionel. And the rock is a guard. That's a pretty cool move. Alright, so piece of heart, I believe, here for Sokol. And a dip in the water and a trip to Zora, which is a check we did not see Sir Link make.
Well, when you don't have the money, Zora doesn't give you discounts. Do you ever think we should get a frequent buyer discount for how often we have to pay Zora?
And you mean how often he gets to steal our money?
That guard is amazing at camouflage. He pops out of the water and shoots an arrow at you and goes back down.
I didn't know they were teaching a scuba course to the Hyrillian Guard.
Also, I think that's our first Wallmaster. Ooh, well, we know it won't come back to hurt him. I believe our friend SirLinkalot just skipped the Agina's Cave.
No, actually, he did Agina's Cave first.
Oh, really?
Even though it's a little bit slower to walk out of Agina's Cave rather than just saving and quitting, I think routing it that way was faster.
I think I was watching the enemies on Sokol's side at the time. Watching Randomizer can be super fun. As usual, there's fire bars everywhere here.
Yeah, and we are going to see what Sahasrahla has waiting for us in his closet. And would love to see an Eastern dive here. That bow is telling me that Eastern is logically available.
So a shield, a heart container, and a vanilla 50 rupee. I hate having octo balloons here. For this reason right here.
And this one super tile right here on the overworld, just so much extra lag from the enemies that spawn. That Stalfos Knight, when the Octoloon explodes, boom. Frame rate tanks.
And here's that pendant Eastern you wanted. Oh! That's a sword on Zora.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Depending
all right
on Sword 4, that could be huge for Sokol. Because now combat is easy, and what boss was that?
We've got a moth infestation in Eastern Palace today.
Exciting.
And just for sake of a little bit of clarity, when the randomizer places the swords, it does place 4. You're just only allowed to obtain 3. When you get your 4th one, it turns into a green 20 rupee pile. So there is still another sword out there that SirLinkalot can come across and obtain, but if Sokol finds it, he's just going to get 20 bucks.
Of course, that sword could also be in Ganon's tower. We know GT likes to absorb swords.
Absorb?
Yep.
All right. I don't believe we've seen the big key yet here, but in the next check, if it's not here, we have a room that we're glad to have the lamp for. And I don't believe that's it either. Okay.
That looks like a map.
Sure was.
Unfortunately, this is not Key Sanity. Maps do nothing for us. One day, we will play a mode with both of the dungeon items being useful to us. I believe it's just Key Sanity Randomizer.
No, that bubble's usually there. And
yeah, but
just
he's not
as
usually
rude
on that side.
Yeah, he's usually going the opposite direction.
Hey, what's the best part of Randomizer?
Not
Killable
mold
thieves.
worms. Oh, killable thieves, absolutely. I was going to say, not these mold worms, because they suck.
Those mold orbs or that bubble are not it. But yeah, one of the advantages of most Randomizer runs is we have killable thieves on. It's the very rare seed where you don't have killable thieves.
All right, grabbing our vanilla big key. Have another check in the map chest, the big chest, which sometimes just ends up being the map, but not today. We know it's an item.
I believe both of these are items at this point. We have a compass and a map.
Yeah, there's an item here in the big chest. There's an item on Mothula, and Mothula not a bad boss to SirLink. Well, hopefully that's not a problem. Okay, I chalk that up to things that I've never seen runners do before, but if that's got something we need, that could be a problem for SirLinkalot moving forward.
Yeah. Hopefully Sokol2044 lets us know. Otherwise, I think I've been seeing something to tell us that we didn't get a dungeon item. But I'm pretty sure we had the map and the compass.
Yeah, compass was early, map and the map's right there in the big key vanilla, so that has to be something. But just Yasphere too. Alright, Mothula here, very easy to dispatch, because outside of Moth's arena, Moth is a joke. Just don't hug him, he still hurts.
Yeah, he does 2 hearts of damage, but without the spikes or the conveyor belt that make up the real boss.
Here's the thing, is this could be the difference between SirLink going up to Aga and Aga not being required at all.
Uh-huh. This could be a hammer. This could be a glove.
A hammer wouldn't do anything for us right now, but it would give us a lot more to do in the Dark World once we get up there into the tower. If it's a glove or a flute, however, you're talking about your mountain, and the mountain has a ton of checks available to our runners right now. Sokol's going to have to be a little careful here. He's down to 3 hearts. I don't remember if he picked up a red bottle from the Waterfall Fairy or not.
Good thing he can pick up one of those safety hearts from Big Key Room. Well, let's go pay a visit to a wizard.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of Ag. Okay, Sokol almost skipped a 2. And it is 20 rupees, so this is a hard required Aga seed.
Both runners just about gave me a heart attack there.
Alright, so that does mean SirLinkalot does have a slight advantage here going into Castle Tower, although Sokol having that Tempered Sword might have an easier time with the mobs up here.
That depends on what we have in here. So far, we haven't had anything that can't be taken down by one Master Sword swing. We also still have another 5 floors to go.
Yeah, and 5 floors is a lot of time. Any one of these guards could be replaced with something quite mean. You have a Lionel in this maze, and that's terrible.
Oh, Lionel in here would be absolutely disastrous.
And there's a Wallmaster in here.
Oh no! Was that Wallmaster?
We had both a Stalfos Knight and a Wallmaster coming down with that slide whistle sound signifying their presence.
Yep. And that was a fantastic place to use Bombos.
Yes, it was. Again, Bombos is quite the clutch item, and this is just a 4-swing shot for Sokol here. 1, 2, 3, boom, you're out.
That is not a good place for a zero. This is the worst room to get a bomb zero. Holy.
Oh my goodness. Luckily, just skirting by and getting a free set of rooms for this floor after that.
That Beamos was stealth Beamos.
And these kill rooms usually have red guards. They've downgraded today. We've got ourselves a picket and some snakes and a popo and a lizard. And in the light world, that lizard's probably just a rat.
Oh, it's absolutely just a rat.
And so Tempered Sword is a good long-term advantage. But right now, it's not looking like it's going to be too much use up in the tower.
That depends on what's in this next room with the narrowest path over pits I've ever seen.
1 tile wide, and you can just stun that and call it good. And that is why we love killable thieves.
Can you imagine an unkillable thief right there, Zaru?
Uh-huh.
Do you want to imagine an unkillable thief right there?
Uh-uh. And you see SirLinkalot has a certain item equipped right now. Are we going to see some baseball? Hey chat, Agonim's going to have a number of blue energy ball attacks for us. How many blue balls do we have today?
He's doing it. He's doing it. Thank
I
you,
am
SirLink.
so proud. I'm so proud.
1. $15's dead.
That's swordless tech right there.
Well, this is the man who picked swordless for last match.
Yeah, these
Also,
two.
2.
Ooh, yeah, that's 2 blue balls. These two did face off in swordless, so this is Sokol's counter pick, this hard Randomizer. For Kakariko Brew Crew, this is do or die. If SirLinkalot takes this game, Dante made us join goes on to the conference semis.
And plays Oops All Foxes. 3. The winner of the series, the last series for the Crystal Conference, 4, Crystal Conference, plays Oops All Foxes.
Of course, if Sokol does manage to pull this one out and pulls that victory, puts that second Triforce lit up on their tableau, we'll be talking about playing Retrance. We've already got a couple Retrance games coming up. And that will do it for Agonim. We have the Dark World at our fingertips. What's sitting on the pyramid, do you think?
Green 20.
In this case, I would say it's a sword. And there's your map check. A pendant on Skullwoods, a pendant on Meyer, and a 5/6 crystal sitting down at Swamp Palace. Not even thinking about looking at it, SirLink just wants to grab 10 arrows. Nah.
I don't blame him.
Now this is an interesting crossroads. With that bow, you can go straight over to Palace of Darkness, but with the mirror, you can save quit back here and go to pod easy anyway. So we're going to see the West Dark World, and a lot of people don't realize this. That set of 2 skull rocks you see there is your hookshot point. You flip her around if you don't have a glove or a hammer, and just swing on over the river.
With no glove, we can't even visit our good friend, the Quakefish. And that Wizrobe is another rude enemy placement because how many hearts does a Wizrobe do?
I want to say 4.
That would be how many of hearts a Wizrobe does. Good reaction speed to not get hit by that yellow spike. And anti-fairies...
Oh, why would you put... What? Did that Beamos just shoot backwards?
It absolutely just shot backwards. That is
I'm
a
sorry,
rude
that's
for that.
Can't say I've ever seen that before.
Oh, I've been
Probably
hit, of course, Beamo shot before.
Probably a side effect of, walking through the Beamos' hitbox. That's a free blue potion. That's pretty nice to have for later on for SirLink.
Hey, you want to walk back through a Beamos?
No, not particularly, but I don't think I have a choice if I'm SirLink in this case.
That is such a rude spot for that.
That
is that anti-fairy yellow?
That anti-fairy has some kind of condition there. I would say take it to the vet. All right, that is Agonim down for Sokol. Let's see if he decides to go over to Palace of Darkness here.
It's a risky play without the hammer.
It's a risky play unless it holds progression. You could have the ever-popular double dip into Crystal Pod because the game likes to do that. And we see 10 arrows sitting on the ledge. So bumper not going to be something we go back for. That cape is just a safety for us right now. Now, SirLink didn't have this information, but now he's going to get it that he sees that Quake is sitting up here if we need it for TR.
Or, heaven forbid, we need it for... I like that double back to verify your medallion.
Yeah, you don't want to just see, oh, it's a medallion, okay. Wait, what medallion is that?
But, heaven forbid, something's in mire.
That bush bomb pushed SirLink into the tile transition.
But
and away from his portal.
The big thing is he had his bomb iframes from the explosion.
Yeah, it got pushed right through it. Let's see, Sokol is going to follow in the footsteps here and probably make the Graveyard Ledge check as well. So they will get an extra safety by way of the blue bottle.
Yep.
It's the same exact shot.
It made you laugh again. Well, this is a clearable Skull Woods. What do you want? What do you expect to see, and what do you want to see here in Skull Woods? I mean, I know what we want to see.
A hammer.
I know what boss we want to see.
Oh, well, everyone knows what boss we want to see here. And being that this is a non-green pendant, I don't know if we'd even see Sir Link go straight to the boss here. That Wallmaster is in its vanilla location, but that fire bar... Oh my goodness, that fire bar is trouble.
To be fair, I believe Skullwoods will always have its Wallmasters.
Yeah, Wallmaster is an enemy that can be placed elsewhere, but doesn't typically get shuffled out of where they normally spawn. So you could see a Wallmaster waiting for you in Ice Palace, for example. And it could come down and steal you away from dropping to Cold Stairs Boss Arena or going... Ouch, you jerk. Or going to perform Icebreaker.
Unfortunately, well, the Wallmasters can't be removed from Skullwoods. Another one can be added in. I have seen Wallmasters drop on top of each other.
Well, all things considered, that spike's not terrible. Normally, if it's on the bridge in the upper level, it's a bad time.
Where were our frames?
Well, we've seen 2 keys already, so I don't think there's the likelihood that Sokol finds a key up here, but probably an item that might make him leave. Well, we know what boss we have here, and it is a Lamellus. This is another room that could be kind of a pain, and as you see, got ourselves a Hinox. The Wallmasters will still drop from the ceiling.
Pick up Skull Rock type, or... Nope, it is a Skull Rock that will wake up if you try to pick it up, and not a Skull Hoarder under a Skull Rock.
Pretty clever use of the cape to dodge the Wallmaster and keep dragging that statue back here for Sokol. Let's see if he wants to go to the boss or not. Yep, he's going left, and we'll probably see both runners make a pedestal read as well if you're going in this direction.
I mean, you're having 2 pendants picked up already at this point. You have a book. You have a mirror. I don't see a reason not to check pedestal while we're here. What about you? This fight actually is one of the hardest places to fight Mothula.
It does make some other bosses a little bit more tricky as well. That is a required flute on Lambo.
No, it
isn't.
isn't.
It's not required. But it could still be required. That might be our logical access to the mountain.
Yep. At the moment, that is our logical access mountain. But also, that puts Misery Mire available.
And I did not see any excitement on the pedestal, and neither will Sir Link in a moment as he makes his read. But Sokol is going to leave that flute behind.
Oh boy. So... there's our first major divergence.
Yeah, that is going to be big moving forward here if there's anything in Mire or the Mire area that turns out to be required for our runners here. But that also, the only thing that I think saves Sokol here is finding a glove. If both gloves are on the mountain, he needs to go back and fight that Lamo.
This rollers, though.
Is that the first time we've seen rollers on this seed?
Yep, and there was no way through that one.
And that spike with that Wallmaster coming down. The second item in Skullwoods is just a heart container.
So Sokol still has to make that bomb jump, because he doesn't know.
Yeah, he's gonna get the... I would imagine it's the map. Sitting up here
have we seen a map yet?
I don't remember. It's
either a map or a key. And the big reason these rollers are so threatening, they do 3 hearts of damage to green mail. And we don't get any armor upgrades.
Yeah, all these base damage values are going to stay as they are for the duration of the entire seed. Everything, no matter where you see it, is going to do exactly the amount of hearts that you would expect it to.
The exception being if you see a murder-dactyl in the light world, I believe those are coded as crows and will do half a heart. Conversely, if you see a crow in the light world, be wary.
And the same with rats and lizards, too. The dark world counterparts, of course, do more damage, but if you see a lizard in the light world, it's probably just a rat. Well, Sir Link does have that flute, so we might see him going up the mountain at some point here. Sokol, on the other hand, is going to be digging around through Village of Outcasts, and probably, I'd say, take this all the way to Hype Cave.
I think our biggest question right now is, where are our hammer and gloves?
Yeah, forget all the other things we need to finish the seed. Where are our components to Overworld Dark World access? We have nothing. Right now, there's nothing we can do with the items that we have.
40 minutes into the seed, and we have no gloves, no hammer. And the small key makes me extremely wary of that hammer now.
Yeah, that would mean the boss of this dungeon is logically locked by the hammer. The dungeon could still have a hammer.
Is it still logically locked by a hammer and a boss shuffle?
Normally, it would be. I wonder if because the boss shuffle behavior... that is an interesting question. And that is a spot for a Lionel.
The Lionel under the bridge? I like it. If it turns into one of our Zoras. Careful, Sokol.
There's the big key. We were expecting that. There is one other check that we can make in the front here.
Oof.
And it's just 20 bucks. So.
That Lionel messed up Sokol.
Yeah, that Lionel will mess up anybody if you're not too careful.
And unfortunately, the bunny beams don't get shuffled out, so you have to deal with them too.
All right, we did not see a compass, so this is going to be a blind walk into this boss fight for SirLinkalot, and we have an Armos Knights. This arena is weird to set up the quick kill in, just because of its hexagonal shape.
Okay.
Hammer on the Thieves Town boss.
The small key that could happen with this key layout in a non-boss shuffle, because key means you can still burn the key on the big chest door.
Yeah, so that happened to be the circumstance where the boss can have the hammer and is in logic and is required to get the rest of the checks in the dungeon. So luckily Sokol is also going to be obtaining himself a hammer. This also gives him all a Palace of Darkness, which might be the next port of call that he makes after going down towards Hype Cave. I would imagine this is going to be the mountain for SirLinkalot, though. Nope, he's going to keep going on down south as well.
At the moment, it's harder to get down south and do dig game and such than it is to get to the mountain.
Yeah, because right now, the only thing that hammer does is allow you to check South Dark World from the pyramid. You still can't just traverse over to, the dark side of the world from any portal, because we can't use any portals yet. And suddenly we're synced up. Okay.
Wow.
That was frame for frame for a moment. That's interesting. Okay. So we're going to see both runners checking dig game in tandem.
In opposite directions.
And it's just a blue rupee, and unfortunately it bounces off the fence, and Sokol has to pick it up. So SirLink is going to have a few steps ahead here.
So, where do you think these missing boots and gloves are?
Well, they're not here, as we got nothing but sticks and sticks.
Plenty of sticks. Kind of nice to get the sticks. Yeah, I think SirLink just went back in for the sticks after fighting Armos.
And you know, we do have logical access to complete Swamp Palace here as well. A question from chat. Someone was asking what our situation was for boss mode. We are in boss mode. We can fight everything.
And chat points out a digging game difference based on that frame-for-frame dig game, but the rupees bouncing back into Sokol. It's made up for by SirLink put the saying go back in for the arrows.
A little bit of give and take here. And then he hesitated and almost left Stumpy behind just because of that little K45 thought there. We do have Hype Cave on the screen, though. Johnny 2 bombs is Johnny 3 bombs today.
Along with a heart container, 50 rupees, another piece of heart, and 20 rupees. It somehow got progressively worse the further back in the cave you went.
Yeah, it's the cave that sucks all the hype out of you. Alright, we are going to see a trip down to Swamp Palace. Probably, actually, we're going to see Bombos first here for Sokol. He's still looking for a glove.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you take the trip to Bombos before you do Swamp?
Bombos before Swamp just seems kind of off to me, but I think you're not going to flute away, so it might as well just get it out of the way now.
Why?
Why, indeed. Another Lionel just comes in and pounces you on the next set of the screen. SirLink wants to make the same call here. Honestly, I like this call, because you never know if you get something here that might influence your routing later. Of course not. Today is just $20. And the same thing.
There is no room to maneuver on that Lionel, though.
Yeah, luckily Sokol could have batted it away with a Tempered Sword, but you got to be quick on the swing for that. And this,
this is awful. Everything about this screen is terrible.
I have no words for the Randomizer that we are seeing on the screen right now. Little exercising of ABCD here. We're going to see ourselves go into Swamp Palace, which is one of our red crystals today.
Always be clearing dungeons?
Always be clearing crystal dungeons. Yay!
That guard had the number of...
Ooh, actually, we're going to see... this is a heads-up play for SirLinkalot. He's going to pick up a blue potion before heading into Swamp, and a free refill of hearts as well here at the Magic Shop.
I thought we were getting something like a mountain trip. Well, I said it.
And we got it anyway. So up the mountain we go. That is an advantage that SirLink has with that flute that Sokol does not have yet. But something could be in Swamp Palace that we need. And it all depends on how long it takes for us to go back. Is that a cold stare? That's a cold stare.
You just went back for the VOD to the main Twitch stream as well, didn't you?
Actually, no. The our tracker today, Professor Pixie, confirmed that it was a cold stare in chat.
Ah, okay. More sticks.
I don't like that spike placement. I don't like that spike placement. I don't like most spike placements.
I don't like any spike places. No, for a moment I thought it was stuck in the wall.
That would have been nice. Right, so SirLinkalot does have the entire mountain at his disposal right now, with a couple glaring exceptions, of course. We can't do anything on the dark half of the mountain because we ain't got the gloves. And there are no gloves here, so far.
We also can't do Spike Cave, because, well, you kind of need a glove. How many times have we forgotten that in Cross Keys?
Apparently we want to go up Paradox Cave instead of straight up to Hera.
If you find nothing on the mountain, if there's nothing on Spec Rock Cave and you don't find both gloves, I like the idea of saving the portal. Because now you can flute back to 7 and go straight into Swamp Palace.
Yeah, that's a good call, actually.
That's a really heads-up play with the lack of gloves.
Yeah, 'cause just going straight into Swamp Palace is not something normally that you can do. You might still have to drain the swamp again since you've gone off that tile.
He didn't drain the swamp in the first place.
Aha, that's right. He fluted straight to the magic shop. So what we got going on up here, that is just 20 bucks on the floating island. We're going to see Spiral Cave here. Okay.
I think he just went up and is going to go back into the Paradox Cave, because I don't think he did Paradox. And how much does this BMO shoot at you? This is a bomber down situation.
It is. And that BMOS cannot see you. And he flooded the key, and he's got it.
Yep, and that sounded like a heart refill for SirLinkalot as I was focusing my eyes on Sokol.
Yeah, that's 11 hearts now for Sir Link, and still sitting at 10, but any heart container anywhere could be nice for Sokol here.
And here in Paradox 2, we have nothing so far.
Yeah, a lot of the same old stuff, just in a different spot. Oh boy. Luckily that Pokey's not going anywhere, but yep, sitting there kind of makes you wonder. That's a map on left side swamp? Ew.
We have a boomerang, which means we can now stun the other half of the enemies. That's a half magic.
Half magic is a pretty nice find here for our runners. In the reduced item pool, half magic still being available means you can take great advantage of weapons such as the Fire Rod and the Bombos Medallion in places that you might not like what you see.
And nothing in the Paradox Cave.
We still have all of Tower of Hera for 2 checks, the Ether Tablet for an additional check.
Yes, but you'd have thought that maybe there'd be something in 7 checks.
Yeah, you would hope the density actually has it for you. Oh my goodness, don't walk into that crab. Oh. Oh.
That would have been tragic, actually, because he has to bomber down. I think he's going back to do the switch.
Alright, Hera with a free big key in the front basement cage. And boss info. And I didn't see that one.
Vanilla Moldorm.
Oh, okay. That's fine. We can do that.
There is a heart in that skull pot that Sokol just left.
He's also got 2 here, down here in this. Oh, no! That hurts.
I mean, that heart wouldn't have helped.
No, because that guy will do, I believe, 4 hearts of damage. And we were on 2.5. 1 tempered swing, not enough to take out the red floating Stalfos heads.
To be fair, with the pallet, it looked blue.
Yeah, hey, it's a big 20. So I believe that means we found both of our males and both of our bows to this point.
Unless that's a heart container one? I don't know.
It could be. If we've seen all of our heart containers, we might have a lot of pieces going on still.
I don't think so, actually, because we have at least 1 heart piece from heart container from heart pieces, because we filled off of a heart container from the mountain.
And Chad is guessing as to how many eyes Moldorm is going to display here.
7. said 7, Pixie said 6, and you said 3 in our pre-race discussion about it.
Oh. Well, we have at least 6. It is in fact
the 7! Did I just commentary call Moldorm Eyes?
This is a nightmare waiting to happen, though. I don't.
This is
please,
nightmare fuel!
Please dispatch this abomination from the earth, please. Of course, taking a Moldorm fall here, as Moldorm, no matter how many eyes he has, is still a troll. A swamp is the answer for Sokol. He's going to be able to go up the mountain.
First glove in swamp?
First glove in swamp.
Also, you may have said it in chat first, but Zyro can confirm, I did say it in our pre-race discussion.
Alrighty then, we have ourselves an item in the basement.
Do you want to go into the basement right now? Do you?
I mean, we haven't seen Ether yet, right?
No, we have not. Hey, look, it's Cold Stare.
Half magic fire rod and bombos to melt him down makes this fight pretty free as long as you don't hug the fuzzy.
Also, Tempered Sword.
You know, Tempered Sword does help too. But, you know, half magic fire rod, total meltdown of Cold Stare.
Meltdown, really?
Oh, it's the big key.
Back in we go.
And we've seen both the map and the compass, so that is a required boss big key to go back in for an item.
Same with Tower of Hera. Both runners have to go back into the dungeon for the item. You know what would kill me right now to find in the Swamp Big Chest? Titan's Mitts.
Oh, both gloves? Oh well, Sokol decides he's not interested in the mountain.
Oh boy. Palace of Darkness?
I think we're going to see Palace of Darkness. I don't know. I mean, it's a good call. But leaving an item in Swamp Palace is iffy.
I mean, he can get back to it relatively easily. He has a glove.
That's true. With that glove now, he can take advantage of any of the Dark World portals that we previously could not. And up here on Ether is just $20. So, still gloveless, Sir Link is going to go into Swamp now.
And apologies for the flashing.
Yeah, right now that's 2 checks that could be something. One we know is something, that flute. The other one, well, we don't know what it is. Maybe Sir Link will go back in and get it, but I would actually imagine Sir Link is more likely to leave the big chest rather than take it at this point, just because that glove will allow us to do so much more. And we have full clearable pod, we can finish desert. There's plenty on the table here.
Can we praise that mirror routing again, by the way?
Yeah, that's so heads up. I didn't even see it until you mentioned it.
And Chad is right. Doing left side and then skipping big chest is a really weird occurrence.
Alrighty, Palace of Darkness, giving us a key, but we're going to go right side anyway. We do have 4 guaranteed keys in the front. It can have 5. It can have all 6. You don't want it to have all 6.
I mean, as a commentator, I want to have all 6. It'd be funny.
Are you sure you're not just Twitch chat in disguise, Zeke?
I am 2 Twitch chats in a trench coat.
Only 2?
Yes, they're standing on top of each other in a trench coat.
There's a third one on top of your head in a Doug Dimmadome-sized hat. Anyway.
Now we've found the items here. Nice spikes in the conveyor room, by the way.
Yeah, spikes on a moving platform, not exactly something you want to deal with. At least they're moving opposite to you. We're going to see a mirror back, and that was another key on right side. So interesting to see what Sokol decides to do with only a smidgen of knowledge of this key layout at this point.
I mean, if this is an item, you can... If this is an item, you can go straight to the back. If this is a key, you almost have to drop... Oh! Hi, Compass. The other two in the front are keys.
And he's going to want one of these keys, probably. Just to have that extra key for when you go to the back. You're going to need a key to go to blind anyway.
Blind in... That's not a fun blind arena.
No, blind in this arena is... Because you can barely get up to hit him with that spike barrier on the top wall of Helmasaur's arena. So you end up just kind of dancing around or waiting for him to come down. Of course, if you have sword beams, that makes it a little bit easier, but the spikes will also deflect those.
And also, you know, the pile of enemies in the... There is a pile of enemies in the hallway on the way. Who knows if you can get there with sword beams?
And this pathway also likes to be a little bit... Thank you, game.
That Sandman, though!
I don't know what I expected.
Honestly, with the lack of enemy, I was expecting a wall master.
Sokol is using the cape to great effect here. Like, right on the timing that he would get hit, he's getting that invincibility cloak on. Choosing to check the harmless hellway before going up. He went up the downstairs. Before coming down here to get your big key out of the left of Rupee Basement. Now we got Dark Maze, and that... Oh, boy. At least we have a lamp. Imagine doing Dark Maze and Randomizer in the dark.
I've done it. It didn't end well.
Usually doesn't. Yeah, he's picking up some extra money as he goes through Rupee Basement as well, which is pretty nice to do. You never know when you might need to go pick up a potion, although at this juncture, not easy for him to do. He'd have to take...
Nice French vanilla arrow.
Why is that there?
Because...
Oh, this red guard absolutely harassing Sokol here.
But yeah, can we point out that that looks more like the agate-towered Dark Maze?
Ooh!
Nice. That's a cane.
That is indeed a cane of Samaria, and, yeah, you probably want to go back in, sir.
There is a non-zero chance that when we get mitts, we're in go mode. It depends on the TR medallion.
It does, in fact. We still need boots for desert, however. Those could be any number of places.
I keep forgetting about desert.
It's not just for desert. If that Quake medallion is required for TR, we'll need to either do a shake storage glitch or get the boots to obtain that as well. And shake storage is not possible because both runners have already dispatched Armos Knights.
I mean, there's always more Armos Knights to potential.
That is true. We could have an Armos Knights in any dungeon that we can go into here. And Sokol is going to make his way to the back of Pod as SirLinkalot picks up his glove.
And the zap goes the berry to hit Sokol, but I don't like red berries. Do you?
I prefer blueberries myself. The blackberries. Raspberries are a little gritty for me.
They make a good smoothie, though.
Chat is asking what shake storage is. If you... I believe there's a setup if you get hit on the right... Help me explain this, Zeke.
I don't know how it works. I've never done it. So.
Basically, when the red Armos Knight lands, it causes a little quake. There's a way you can actually store that on Link, similar to how you would bonk into a wall, that if all you have to do is walk into the tree and it falls over.
I think. It's not a trick in either of our repertoires.
It's something you usually see utilized more in Randomizer, but actually more so in Entrance if you have something behind the lumberjack ledge that you want to go back for.
Okay. 5.5 hearts on blind, but we have a cape, and we're going to make use of it. Don't just hug the...
Please, blind, please. I mean, you could also try it with the Cane of Samaria here, but I think the entire goal is to get him on the bottom side of this arena to make it more of a fair fight. And SirLink is going to show us what's in the big chest.
This could be huge.
Yeah, this is a huge thing. A really huge thing.
And there goes blind, and blind for us today has 5 rupees.
You just got $5.
That was creepy.
Alright, so that is our third crystal for Sokol to tie up with SirLink's third crystal, and it's just a heart container sitting in the big chest of swamp. Good skip for Sokol.
Now, here's the thing. The one advantage that SirLink has is he's done Tower of Hera.
Yeah, and that is the other 5/6 crystal, and that, I believe, is why it was routed so deliberately. We're going to see the Pyramid Bomb, like, post-haste here.
Too bad you can't save and quit to the pyramid with the bomb. And we're going to see the mountain from Sokol. Unfortunately, the only thing... I think this means there's progression at Pyramid Fairy right now.
Could be. We do have...
Catfish.
Yep. Still have Catfish.
So there's more chance of it being a Pyramid Fairy, numerically.
Yeah, 2 against 1, and a lot easier to get to than the Scamfish himself. And SirLink may actually be going to Catfish anyway.
He is,
which would be great, because he still has a sword sitting for him waiting on Zora. Now this is Mitts in Pyramid Fairy. Pits in Pyramid Fairy, okay.
This is the pits!
This is the pits. That's a glove lock glove.
Do you just go up the mountain and find out your medallion?
I feel like you have to. Not in the case of SirLinkalot. He is more interested in going to Pod, which is also not a bad call, because if TR happens to be Bombos, then Mitts or Go mode. Well, pending the boots, of course, but still.
We are both forgetting those boots today, aren't we?
You have to believe the boots are going to be somewhere on your path here. Or, you know, it could be rude. The game could put the boots in Mire. That wouldn't be very good for Sokol.
That would be catastrophic for Sokol.
Chat asking, was Kane in Pod? In fact, it was in Palace of Darkness in the big chest, supplanting the hammer.
Good avoiding on that Moldworm for SirLink. You don't want to waste your rupees. We forgot about some items that progression could have been, and I like it even less than going back for Skullwood's boss.
Yeah, it could have been a mushroom, or a powder, or a shovel.
Or in the back of Thieves.
I think both runners are saying there's nothing in the back of Thieves Town on this seed.
Boots in back of Thieves? I'd hate it.
Chat's asking where the flute was. Flute's sitting on Landmolus in Mothula's arena.
And Sokol is not going back there for a very long time with this, with the fact that Mitts are going to show up at Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, and especially not with the case that is. We've seen the pedestal. The pedestal says nothing of importance here.
Oh! That's a rude spike.
Uh-huh. And that's probably why we didn't see SirLink attempt a Herapot here, and we saw Sokol just say, we're not doing that.
I mean, after the bounce back we just had, do you blame him?
No. Alright. So Sokol's going to have to go pick up his mitts at some point here. But he's going to have a look at the rest of the mountain first, I imagine.
I mean, he has to do this now to get the mitts anyways. Unfortunately, he will probably be doing Hero Basement.
You know, and that's something I'd be worried about. Oh, oh no!
And that is a comedy genius.
Just Randomizer things.
That is comedy gold in that Sandman location.
Oh, no! Oh, that feels so bad, dude.
It does. I'm not going to stop laughing at it.
It's so bad. And they're just wisely pulling out the cape. SirLinkalot is going to say, hey, Beamos, leave me alone.
Okay, I'm okay. I'm done laughing.
I would say that's one thing that the flute does give SirLinkalot. We saw him flute around up to Hera, down to Swamp, up to Pyramid Ferry from that nice, efficient route. And then right over here to Palace of Darkness. That flute is already proven to be an advantage, even if it ends up not being required.
The only way it can actually hurt Sir Link is if it tricks him into going to Mire.
All right. And waiting out, little coffee break. Sokol's going to pick up the last item in Hera, probably go straight down Spiral Cave, back up to Paradox Cave, and save and quit.
And again, this dark maze looks so much like it's trying to be Agus Tower.
Yeah, it's all red guards in here, and they're all the long hitbox pointy spear guards, too.
Long hitbox pointy spear.
Yes, as opposed to the blue or the green guards. You know, some of the green guards have that little nub of a dagger, and some of them have the full sword, and then, you know.
I prefer the guys who throw bombs at you. Well, we are an hour and 10 minutes in, and our runners are covering each other's tracks for a minute, so I guess we can take a moment to say, you like what you see? Go follow these runners. They're putting on a great show for us.
Yeah, these are two players with it all on the line here. Sokol needs a win to keep his team in contention here. Kakariko Brew Crew down one game to the 2 wins that Dante made us join has obtained over the last week. And of course, Sokol and SirLinkalot, no strangers to this community, both been around for quite some time. So lots of stuff on display here, and possible chance for the other 2 teammates to play again before the week is over if Sokol manages to pull this one out. And if not, well, then I'll know who we're playing in the next couple weeks.
Wow, you're using the commentary to spy on the possible teams?
Hey, it could be worse. I could be in Twitch chat.
Who would possibly be in Twitch chat?
I don't know.
I love that bats don't count for enemy kills.
Yeah, unless they actually shuffle into something that's considered a killable mob, they don't. It's pretty nice, actually. Let's see how SirLinkalot wants to handle this blind fight. Kane. Yeah, we're gonna do Kane strats here. And keeping him on the top row, that's gonna be interesting. Alright, Sokol doing his little S and Q action here. You imagine he goes straight to Pyramid Ferry?
Almost definitely. He just got access to it, and he's almost out of places to go that aren't terrible one-off locations.
think the back of Thieves Town's not a terrible one-off location, but it's still not somewhere you really want to go.
I mean, it might not be a terrible one-off, but it's still terrible.
It's terrible, it's one, and it feels real off. I'd be interested to see where Sir Link decides to go here now that he has his pod crystal.
Ice looks good.
Yeah, ice would be kind of cool.
I love reading seeds, don't you?
See, the thing is, with Ice Palace, it's just a quick trip down, and you get your 3 items on the way. So it's not really a bad call here to go take this crystal out of contention.
Of course, this also means we get to see some lovely 6 enemies or 7 enemy Randomizer rooms on ice.
On ice. This switch room on the right has a tendency to be real nasty.
Shadows or Sandmen, do you think?
Shadows. Got shadows in here. You know, shadows are easy to just dispatch with the hookshot, too. Sokol with his mitts, forgetting to mirror, he's going to save and quit to the top of the pyramid. And mirror and probably save and quit. I would imagine at this point he's going to go check the rest of the mountain. That's pretty tame, all things considered, Zeke.
Yeah. That Wizrobe is not.
No, that Wizrobe could just flicker in right on top of you. You get telefragged for 4 hearts, that hurts.
The 2 BMOs are terrible to have to go through, though.
Luckily, if you're on ice, you just keep slipping away, and it ends up being A-okay. Now, here's an interesting crossroads for Sokol. If he can go into Turtle Rock, do you think he does here?
I mean, wouldn't you?
Well, not only that, but if you can, and you may choose to do so, finding out Turtle Rock does not say Quake could be the thing that makes you just be like, just on a boots hunt.
I mean, if it does say Quake, you just say, just on a boots hunt.
That's true here. But I mean, you could, if it's Bombos, you can go in. And if it has boots, then we'll be talking about go mode. Oh, it's a shovel in Super Bunny Cave? Come on, game. Oh, and our tracker, Professor Prixie, says, unless if this is Ether, then it's a medallion that we need that we don't know where it is. Unlike the one that we have and the one that we know where it is.
Well,
and
this says Ether! Well...
Oh, no. We are
this room's a mess.
-2. We need Ether, which we don't know where Ether is, and we need the boots. Watch it just be right
Ether
here.
could be just in here.
Oh, that's a green 20, so that's either a heart container for Sokol or the sword for SirLinkalot.
It's Fetch Quest Mountain, and
oh my goodness, it is right here!
So, back to the question at hand. Do you go back into Turtle Rock now?
I think you're up here, you have to do this now. I thought for a moment he was going to carry right into the spikes with that ice momentum.
I think the big reason you go here, well, it's high guards. The big reason you have to do this now is this is a dungeon that doesn't get that much faster when you're in go mode. I have not been counting any items here. Have you?
That's the second time I've seen bombs out of a chest in Ice Palace, however.
Do we know what boss is here?
I don't recall if we've seen... I think we saw a map check.
Well, it can be anything, so...
It could be anything, and we can kill anything, so yes. Just drop on in, and I would say stay on the hammer or just start getting ready to spin, because it's a moth on ice.
That's a really pretty moth palette.
It's a gorgeous moth. I thought moths hibernated for the winter. Of course that boss has the compass.
Well, no, we don't. We didn't have a compass to see what it was ahead of time, did we?
Yeah, that's the thing that's kind of nice about the changes made to the randomizer in 30010 or 31010, excuse me. But you know, do you really want to be able to see what your boss is in Randomizer before you're dropping in? What if we're not in boss mode? Would we still need hookshot or fire rod or something?
I'm sorry, I'm still distracted by how beautiful that moth palette was. Alright, here is the big question. Is anything here?
This is 3 checks that Sir Link can make that Sokol cannot. And it's also ether for Myers, so we know we don't need to go get that Quake off the Lumberjack ledge. That is the location of the last sword, which is probably really nice for Sir Link to have. Don't worry, Myers not dead yet. If boots aren't in TR and aren't anywhere else, Myers the only place they can be. But we still have a lot to look at here before we start thinking about diving into our last pendant.
What just hit us?
I have no idea. There's one location neither runner has gone to yet, and I would imagine it's probably the last thing Sokol's going to look at here on the mountain, and that would be Spike Cave.
Chat's pointing out something about the potential boots in Meyer location. It could be a vanilla boot.
Could absolutely be on the green pendant turn-in, and Meyer being our last pendant. If we don't find anything of value in Turtle Rock, could just be the thing that we need to do here. So Sir Link is going to pre-open this portal, and then make the checks. Probably a good move here.
I mean, I like it if you have a medallion, just because if you happen to have the medallion, you could just open it. Unfortunately, the medallion is over in Hookshot Cave.
Alright, so we will have to mirror back, but the portal will already be open instead of having to spend the extra few seconds to pound down these stumps here. Now, Sokol's sitting on 3 hearts again. I would imagine he probably takes a Death Warp at the TR Big Chest entrance on the right side here. We're just going to go right into Mimic Cave. There has been a change made to Mimic Cave to make it able for you to go in and get the enemies on the right-hand side, which are absolutely harmless today.
And Sir Link does get his Turtle Rock key.
Little speculation in chat, everyone asking what Sokol did out of Skullwoods. He does know there's an item there. He wrote it off.
You know what my favorite room to see what they've done with the enemies is in Randomizer? Dark Maze here.
Oh boy.
That's a fire bar in a rude location.
It's not that bad. This
That's
skid does a
mummy.
lot nicer than a... Skid does a lot nicer than the usual... oh boy, Sokol. Please stun the mummy. Oh. 1 heart. Yeah, he's going to use that red potion here. That's not a bad call, but you got fairies for your stun prize, man. Shout-outs to our third commentator tonight, our German Shepherd in the background, being lousy and noisy as usual. I don't know what he's barking at. But every time he comes up to pay us a visit, he gets a good pet. Unless I'm racing, in which case he gets a, hey, what are you doing? Get out of here.
I mean, Twitch chat probably loves news that he does get good pets.
Well, we saw... Oh. Okay. I wasn't expecting that fall. The first one, I was like, you're trying to kill the Octorok and you just get bumped. That one, I wasn't expecting that one. Gratuitous abuse of the keep. It's pretty nice here. There's the required key sitting here on Laser Bridge. Last check here is a blue rupee. So as far as we know right now, do we see the map? Or is there an item on the boss here?
I don't remember if we saw... If we saw a map, it was in Roller Room, because I stopped watching what was in Roller Room.
Thought Roller Room was a big 20?
That's probably a map.
And yeah.
Nope, map is here too. That's a Wallmaster in here.
Not a room you want to be going slow in here. We do have the compass, but Sokol deciding, well, I don't care who the boss is, I'm just going to kill him.
Boss mode.
Yeah.
Thank you for quick swapping off the mirror.
And we have ourselves a second helping of Lamulus.
We liked our danger noodle so much we're having a second helping.
And the boots are not here.
Well, there's one more check here on Death Mountain.
And that is a room that doesn't change at all in Randomizer. That would be Spike Cave.
Unfortunately, spikes don't count as enemies, so you can't animize spikes into, like, lava or something. Or water.
Floor is lava?
Just turn Spike Cave into a pipe maze. With, like, 6 pipes.
Yeah, we do have Meyer, but unfortunately for Sokol, he can't go to Meyer. We had the back of Thieves Town for, I believe, 2 items. Haven't seen that yet.
One item, I thought.
One item? We had key, compass, big key in front, and 2 items.
I thought we got... I don't think we got the compass, did we?
Did we get the map? I thought I saw at least 1 dungeon item other than the 2 keys in front. I could be wrong. In fact, I'd be the first person to admit I was ever wrong. So this will probably be Ice Palace now for Sokol, since that is the last crystal dungeon he has to clean up. And then back of Skull Woods, can't do desert, all these fetch quests available for us here. Smith Chain is on the table as well.
So many fetch quests. If you're Sir Link, do you do Pendant Meyer next?
I don't know when you would make that call.
Do you do Sir Pendant Meyer or Smith Chain?
Pendant Meyer, Smith Chain, Shovel Powder. We've already seen Graveyard Ledge because we came from the north side of Dark World, which was the right call.
Yeah, we saw the Graveyard Ledge. It had the hilarious placement of a Beefmos.
It had a Beamos that could shoot behind its back through itself somehow.
Spikes on ice. What a fun place.
We haven't seen Catfish either.
Catfish.
Yeah, it's still Catfish. Okay. And Sir Link can still combo Catfish with Zora, of course. At this point, Zora will just give him a big ol' scam instead of a sword.
Yeah. Sir Link deciding to dance with the Gibdo instead of killing it, or...
Sokol deciding that Bombos is the better way to handle that room, and might do so again in this room here, but I didn't think this was that bad, despite the 2 Beamos. Yeah,
that room's tame.
You haven't had fun until you've had a Pengator lunging at you, and a Thief, and a Lionel, and a Roller.
My favorite is the roll. Was the sideways roller went to the next screen, making Icebreaker impossible.
Or Wallmaster. Luckily, Wallmasters haven't really been in too many bad spots on this seed. We have seen them in a couple spots that could have been a little trolly. But
Like
no one's been plucked out of off the ground and into the thin air just yet.
A little trolly. You mean like the peg maze here?
That could be bad.
Sokol having just a little trouble getting that icebreaker set up. Got Randomizer on the brain.
So the real interesting part of this one will be seeing what SirLinkalot decides to do after Spike Cave, because almost assuredly we're going to see Spike Cave. And then the choices for both runners here become very unpalatable.
There may be a trick called the bottle adventure, but 1, you can't do it in racing, 2, you don't do it falling into a pit, and 3, bottles don't make Mario platforms. Nice 0 cycle, though.
For a bottle is not a bucket. It cannot save you from a fall.
No one has checked Magic Bat with Mushroom, because I don't think we've seen a Mushroom yet, have we?
No, Mushroom is not yet obtained. We have the powder, but not the Mushroom. The powder, of course, was up here, along with the shovel. And Sokol getting that reminder that the Stun Prize is fairies. Please take advantage of that wherever you need to.
That room above Iced Tea is absolute chaos. I love it.
Alright, now we've got this going on here for our runners. Spike Cave for Sir Link, and then he gets to decide where he decides to go next. We don't know. It could be Mire, it could be Thieves, it could be Overworld.
It could be Catfish.
It could be Catfish. And especially, well, I'm going to say
It's not
especially
Catfish.
since we're going to have that save and quit to Pyramid anyway. But, nah. You almost have to feel like Smith Chain actually might be a good call here.
Well, Smith Chain has a lot of density. The Blacksmith's hammer pegs. Magic Bat just came into play. We can take the shovel down, the purple chest down for the shovel, and then turn in purple chest. So very technically, Smith Chain is actually a density play.
Yeah, I would say it's the biggest density play that we have right now.
It's so weird to say Smith Chain is a density play.
Well, when you've cleaned up pretty much every other dungeon, you kind of have to do where most of the items are. You could make that call to go into Mire for 2 items plus a green pendant, but at that point, if Mire's empty, you're coming back here to do this faster check anyway.
And we gotta see if Sokol goes and does Smith, almost definitely does Smith Chain, let's be honest here. But
This whiz robe sitting here in the pegs. I don't like it.
oh, I love it.
I don't like it. I don't like when you get, like, shadows dancing around here, or red guards, or whatever.
Ever have a BMO stats? Those are boots.
Oh, that's go mode for SirLinkalot at 132.40. Excuse me, 131.40.
Aren't those isn't that the check you just want to have the boots for?
Oh, absolutely. You want to do that fast, but you need boots to do that fast, but the boots are behind it doing it slow. It's just like, eh. Question from chat, will they do Ganon Tower? They kind of have to, as you need to defeat Aga 2 to drop into Ganon.
Yeah, outside of the Enemizer nonsense, outside of the Enemizer shenanigans and the item pool, this is just an open 7-7.
This one getting pretty close. All we need to do now is, well, take out Desert and go up the tower.
This one can very easily come down to Ganon's Tower routing now.
Or Ganon's Tower Enemizer shenanigans.
Or Ganon himself.
And Sokol not having the flute, by the way, that is going to still be a small hindrance here. He has a long way to run to get back to Desert. Luckily, the book was pretty early here, so that's not as bad as it sounds. You know, it's been so long I've actually forgotten what boss is here in Desert. I don't think we have the ability to get
have a
the compass.
Yeah,
we
got
only
a
have
cape.
The cape and the big key are the only things we picked up here. So we could be looking at Trinex. We could be looking at, I don't know, Vitreous?
Well, it's Desert boss, and it's a Chaos Shuffle. It's anything. Anything goes. So what boss do you want to see?
Argus.
Argus?
Argus.
Okay.
Easily dispatched. Just get him out of the way.
I was hoping for a third helping of Landmola soup.
Sokol is going to go ahead and turn the Smiths anyway.
Apparently, I'm wrong on the Chaos Shuffle. It was apparently mistakenly set.
Oh, look at this. It's Trinex. Now, luckily, because of how Enemizer's coding works, the Ice Breath will no longer work in any room that Trinex appears in with a boss shuffle, which honestly is just a pretty nice thing to have.
Yeah, and it looks like a tournament admin has confirmed this is not actually a Chaos Boss Shuffle due to mistakes having been made on the admin side. Well, there's the compass, so now we know there's a Trinex there.
Hey, there might be a Trinex in Desert. Can you check your map for us real quick, SirLink? Well, we're getting the run from Sokol, and we're seeing some numbers in chat. Zeke, what's that all about?
Well, you know how we go to Ganon's Tower?
We have to go to Ganon's Tower? Aw, man.
You know you need to climb Ganon's Tower? A big key.
I was going to say a pair of boots, but okay.
There's... Well, I mean, I could do a pair of boots. But the big key can be in any of the 22 accessible checks in Ganon's Tower basement. One of them has to have that Ganon's Tower big key, otherwise there's a problem. So, yeah, keep guessing where it's going to be. That is a rude yellow spike.
All right, Sokol has to go take a trip to see Trinex in the back of Desert. Sitting on 4 hearts right now. Not exactly how you'd like to write up the script for this fight, but yeah, execution goes a long way, especially in Enemizer.
So, with the information that it's a not a Chaos Boss Shuffle, according to Drosy, that means we could expect to see... It means we can probably rule out Landmola and Mothula in our GT climb. I'm hoping to see Argus in the Landmola spot. I like seeing that one there.
One thing we can't rule out yet, though, is a potential for Trinex on ice. Oh my goodness. Please be careful, Sokol. Okay.
Moblin City there, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit. He got mobbed literally here. All right, starting out on the right side in Hope Room, we get a big 20. Yeah, big 20. And the big key, okay.
Well, go get a key, please, SirLink. I've made that mistake before, haven't you?
I don't think there are many players who haven't done that.
And down we'll go. Well, there might be a try next on ice.
We'll never know.
How many moblins do you want in your tower?
Well, none, honestly. It's my tower. Get out. Well, so far we've already seen four moblins. Ah.
SirLink has been making incredible use of the stun prize here.
Yeah, that stun prize being fairies and Randomizer, that is such a nice asset to have. You have the ability to just refill a bottle on a whim, take 7 hearts just by getting an enemy stuck on the spot. It's really cool. You don't usually see a fairy stun prize, and it's exceptionally useful here.
Why?
Because just Randomizer things. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see that one.
That room specifically makes me cry a lot in Randomizer.
Chat likes that room. Chat's like, this is a great room. Oh, how many Moldorms would you like to see in your Ganon's tower?
Usually 1.
Yeah, the one at the top of the tower of Moldorm 2, right?
The Tower of Moldorm 2.
No, on Moldorm 2. It's just Moldorm 2 every floor. Every room.
Every room.
How many fire bars should we put in this room? I don't know. Yes.
How many pickets do you want in the gauntlet?
0. Oh, this is a kind room. You just poke all the popos with your hook shot, and then the picket's just stuck there, and he gets slammed right into the spikes.
There's been a picket in every single room except the first one, I think.
This has been a really kind gauntlet so far. I didn't even see that one take a bomb off of SirLink, but apparently it did. Here's your Vitreous fight. A little confused. You have Tempered Sword, you have a cape. Why are you using the bow?
We haven't had enough chance to use the bow.
What are you talking about? We had an early Armos Knights.
Also, you don't need to save arrows anyways. We don't get silvers anyways. They're probably something like Planet Zebas. The one good thing about Vitreous in Land Mode 2 is because of how much sprites are on Vitreous, you can't get a fireball out of that statue.
Oh no. This is one of the worst parts about Randomizer, is this room shuffles around the enemies, and you don't get to do the super cool Samaria strats that you normally get to see in here.
You know what I would have used to kill those?
Fire Rod. Oh, and Sokol has gone left? So it might be a moment before he gets his big key.
Nope.
Okay.
We're going with what is commonly referred to as DM strats.
Oh my god, we have the worst spike in Randomizer.
Oh no!
SirLink, please. This is the thing that you never want to see.
I can hear a friend of ours crying from here. But we made it! Alright, now see if we have the ultimate troll at the top of the tower.
We haven't seen Helmasaur yet, have we?
Okay, there are 2 enemies here. We don't have a wall master in this room.
Oh, you were referring to the Wall Master. I'm still thinking about Helmasaur and possibly the worst arena to fight Helmasaur in.
The worst one that's not also funny.
There's another one of the bad spikes. Get out of here, man. Luckily, that one's not going anywhere because of the peg barrier. And here he is.
So, you know, as a kid, a lot of kids didn't know you could use the hammer on Helmasaur's mask and just so use bombs. I was the reverse. I didn't know you could use bombs. I didn't know that until I had to do this for an Randomizer kill.
I don't know if that one connected. This one certainly does, though. And there it is. The mask falls off the Helmasaur, the cape goes on, and it's just 4 slashes for victory here. Alright, so Sokol's going to make his way through the last part of the gauntlet here and then face off with a Vitreous. But Sir Link is already at the top of the tower, and thus the Randomizer portion of the seed is over. We are at the final bosses right now, folks.
But first, geometry.
Opting to utilize that cape to take out the eyeballs here, making Vitreous an easy affair for Sokol, except for the fact that we missed an arrow, and that hurts a lot.
Like anything else in Misery Mire, Vitreous does about 4 hearts of damage on Green Mail. Down goes the evil wizard at the top of Ganon's tower. A bat falls into the pyramid, and landing with the duck, our brave hero falls into the Pyramid of Power to face off with the great evil Ganon.
I call him Great Evil. I would call him maybe Evil. Might be okay, Evil. Not seeing a 1-on-1 from Sir Link, but we do get the ultimate corner, making phase 2 a simple spin in place, and Ganon falls down.
We like this corner. This corner is our friend.
Little cape grab at the wall there, yeah.
Don't you like grabbing onto the wall and not draining magic because reasons?
I don't like this spike, but Sokol has gotten past it anyway.
I mean, Sokol's been a master of the cape this seat. The torches going out slowed him down, and he got hit by the laser. This GT climb has had some rude placements. What did he say?
You spin me right round like a record. I've never seen that one before. Well, seeing as we don't have silvers, that's about how this fight is gonna have to go now, isn't it?
Yep, hard item pool means no silver arrow.
And Sokol is demonstrating to us why I do not like Helmasaur at the top of Ganon's tower. As you can see, hammering this mask is quite the ordeal.
Can you not disable the cape while the boss is exploding?
I don't believe so, no. Well, just like that, SirLinkalot has dispatched Ganon, and once again, Hyrule is safe. For now. Let's get some GGs in chat for SirLinkalot, and Dante made us join, advancing with this victory to the conference semifinals.
Where they will get to face off against, oops, all foxes. And that actually finishes out the Crystal Conference's matchups.
That it does. And Sokol not too far behind here, just has to face off Ganon after this math test.
So let's see. Let's see if Ganon plays nice for Sokol. Because Aga certainly isn't.
Your uncle looks like he's been supplanted by a Hinox.
Ah! Randomizer credits are the greatest part of this game.
What is happening on that screen?
What is that?
Well, meanwhile, while we get the most cursed credits in all of Link to the Past history, let's have a gander.
We're using Moldorm bodies as hammers.
Let's have a gander at Sokol's Ganon fight here. It's the exact same, although he has dropped in with only 4 hearts to work with. He's down to 1 blue potion. So things could get ugly here if he takes a whack from that trident or gets scorched by a fire bat here.
Or hugs Ganon.
Yeah, don't hug Ganon. Ganon does 8 hearts of damage to Greenmail. That's a bad idea.
Oh, speaking of fire bats, that doesn't feel good, but luckily Ganon does respawn you on top of Pyramid, so you can try again.
Let's give it another shot. Yeah, now 7 hearts. Still don't want to hug Ganon, but you can at least absorb a hit.
Yeah, unless you hug Ganon, because Ganon hugs still hurt. A lot. And this is much less kind than the previous spot.
Yeah, every time that you reset your Ganon fight, his teleport patterns change, where he goes changes, how many teleports he has might change.
Alright, this time does not take a fire bat to the face. That fire bat had Sokol's number there. I think the number is 2044.
What's the rest of the number?
I'm not privy to give that information out on SpeedGaming chat.
That sounds about right. I am a little worried about how low his magic is, however.
1 more blue potion.
That's fair. But I do have to nail this torch glitch here, and he gets it right on the money. So we're going to see a spin to win.
Spin. Like Anna said, spin me around. And setting up for some very nice triples now. I didn't accept misses that one.
I'm not sure how that one missed. That had to be like a frame outside, or a pixel outside, rather. Ooh. And just as a reminder, if you are fighting Ganon in Phase 4, and you get hit by a fire bat, they have a reverse recoil. So even if you're holding away from a pit, you're going to get bounced right into that pit. The best thing you can do is hold no buttons if you know you're about to eat a fire bat.
The reverse recoil is really interesting, actually. Because it's completely opposite what you'd expect to have to do. And down goes the pig for Sokol. Just has to cross the 1x3 bridge, which luckily is also not in the Randomizer pool.
Could you imagine if we could randomize that bridge into, like, spikes or something? And GG's in chat for Sokol2044.
And the Kakariko Brew Crew.
And a well-played season for Kakariko Brew Crew. It does end here, but they have shown us some stuff in this set. But it is SirLinkalot taking this, and Antimedes Join will win this series 3-1.
So GG to both runners. We'll see if we can get them in for an interview. And welcome to the commentary booth, SirLinkalot and Sokol2044. GG's.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, first question. What did you think about the Randomizer on this particular seed?
You know, it was great until I went to Lost Ones and died to the Pokey twice.
The Pokey was rude. Other than that, I didn't feel so bad about the Randomizer up until the first torch room in GT and saw that spike there. I'm just like, oh, well, this is why it's been so semi-kind the whole time. It's like, here, have fun with this room. It's like, okay, well, Cape, Fire Rod, I'm leaving this room behind forever.
I mean, I didn't care for the crystal switch room where you usually have all the spikes behind the crystal blocks down in 3rd floor. But
that one was, yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot worse, but at least it wasn't all like rollers or something like that. That would have been terrible.
I think it took us almost an hour for us to see a roller on this seed, which is kind of unusual.
I don't even remember where the first roller was. For me, at least.
Oh, Skullwoods had one.
Skullwoods.
Did I see that?
Yes.
Was that in the back? I forget.
It was in the front.
Yeah, it was in the front.
Okay.
It was by the main entrance to Skullwoods on the left-hand side, if I recall correctly.
It was on top of the
in the
chest.
Yes, in the pit room. Yeah.
So, speaking of Skullwoods, was there any thought to your mind, Sokol? You might have gone to the boss?
I thought about it, and I was like, eh. And apparently, I could have went to the boss, and that would have gave me a toot on the flute. But yeah.
Luckily, the flute didn't really come up to more than just a movement advantage. Of course, we all saw how the seed is basically funneling into doing Pyramid Fairy for your myths, because of course, beyond that, I think the only other thing we could have done is dig out an item or two in Thieves Town at the time that we saw both of you make that call.
Yeah, it was nice. Like, when I found the fruit, I'm like, cool, this actually might have paid off. And then, I was like, at that point, I'm like, okay, plan is do Thieves Town. If there's if there's 2 items in the back, I'll think about it quickly. If there's 1, I'm not doing it. If there's 3, I'll consider it. If I don't have the small key, because no hammer, probably leave me an item back there. And I got the 2 items after killing the boss. Like, yeah, I'm leaving this. I'll come back later. But as soon as I got the flute, like, my plan is I'm going to do all this, go down to the swamp. I'm going to mirror right in front of the swamp and go do the mountain, because I still don't have gloves at the time. And I was just like, it'd be really nice to find a first glove up on the mountain, finding this flute here. And then, yeah, mountain was, or I guess light side mountain was an absolute bust. So that didn't help.
Yeah, that mirror play with the swamp and flute was beautiful.
Was that a plan for 5-6 the whole time, Sir Link? Because I didn't see it until Zeke pointed out that you had mirrored in front of the dam, fluted up to take care of Hera, fluted back, and then just took care of Swamp and just grabbed the bomb.
Yep, that's why I did it, because Hera was a 5-6 and Swamp was the other 5-6. I was just like, I can do this, clear Swamp, and then just work my way up to Pod, but I'll do the fairy at that point instead. I was like, hey, look, cool, myths. I was like, I just need to find Samari and Boots now, and they can be quite a few places at this point. I was like, well, we'll go do Crystal Dungeons I need to do first, because chances are I'll find something. And Samari was nice and was on the way, and then Boots was like, hey, we're behind the myths over where you probably full cleared everything, so you don't want to come back here, right?
Right, yep.
The main reason why I did, because like the big thing, especially like why I made the play to go, was like, I'm going to check Village of Outcasts instead of doing Myers. It's like, nothing, like Fluke didn't really actually give me access to anything. I mean, it didn't give me access to anything that was useful. Just like, okay, if boots are in Mire, there's a good chance maybe he skipped Back of Skull Woods, so I don't want to double down on Back of Skull Woods right now, because if the boots aren't in Misery Mire, I probably lose this game at that point. So I was like, I'll do these first and see, because if he did skip it, he's going to have to do it again, and then I'll only have Misery Mire, so I'll probably be ahead. But I was just like, I didn't want to double down on that gamble just to be safe.
Yeah, that was a seed.
I don't think even the boss locations were anything really to worry. We had 15-minute boss mode.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Come on.
There was nothing to worry about really quickly there.
Yeah, that felt really good finding that fire rod, because when I was going to desert, I was like, okay, desert, I can't kill the boss because I don't have gloves. But on the off chance, I'm like, the only boss I can't actually kill right now is Trinex. And then I look at Desert Ledge, like, well, never mind, I can kill all the
There
bosses.
she is.
Let's go to gold. Let's go to gold mode. Where's the rest of the items to clear this seed now?
Other than that, I don't think we have any other thoughts on our end.
No, I just
I
want
will
to.
say,
Oh, good.
my happiest thing about the seed was Stun Prize Fairies. That was
Oh yeah, that was very nice.
Sokol, if you watch this one back, you're going to hear me yelling at you to use your stun prize, sir.
Well, I did in GT, to be fair, but then every other time that I died, I did not.
I thought for sure with the bug net in the first bottle and then the stun prize being fairies, we basically had a free combat seed. I mean, the swords came out fast and furious too. Sir Link, you got a sword that Sokol was never going to see. He paid Zora for his.
Yeah, I saw that during the credits, like, ooh, sword on Zora. I'm like, well, that would have been nice. I was going to Houlihan before doing that, and I was just like, on the off chance, but I'm like, it's Randomizer. What are the odds I can pull off a fake flipper? Because Randomizer typically says, you're not fake flippering. It's not happening. We will murder you if you try this.
And that guard on the lake was going to murder you.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, but it was, and then I found flippers. I was just like, I really wish I would have Houlihan now, because I'm probably not going to have the money, and then I didn't. So it was on the back of my mind for a long time, but I'm like, I'm not doing it till I have a glove, and I'll pair it with Catfish if I need to. So yeah, it would have technically been a hard last location, because Catfish was the last thing I was doing.
Well, to be fair, Catfish is probably the last thing anyone would do, even if you have the pyramid spawn from having to do Aga. It's still a long walk just to get up there for one check. That's why most people just leave Catfish until it's one of the last things you can do.
Especially without boots.
Yeah, what's with this? Both of the seeds we end up getting from Saha Bot are either no boots or very late boots, and Aga seeds as well, because both of the seeds were Aga seeds.
Both seeds were Aga seeds. Uh-huh. Yeah, he wasn't nice to us.
No.
Well, luckily, you're spared from more torture in that regard, Sokol. A GG to Kakariko Brew Crew, strong season. You guys have any plans for after, this one was said and done?
I think we're just going to go back and reevaluate and practice. And hopefully next year, or next season, if we're still willing, we'll go even further. And I just want to shout out Dante made us join and say good luck to them going on. And hopefully, like last year, we were in the division that churned out the future Open League champion. So just maybe, it'll be 2 for 2.
I'm going to try.
I mean, you got some foxes to get through first, Sir Link.
That's why I said I'm going to try. We've got to get through them. Like, we've still got, 3 series for... Yeah, 3. So,
yeah,
it's a long road still.
You and I don't have a dance, but I do believe Lilifin and I do.
I think that's right.
That sounds like fun. So we will see you in the next coming weeks. Dante made us join, SirLinkalot and crew. And GG on this victory today, getting to advance and give me something to think about for the next weekend. All right, any final thoughts before we wrap this one up? Anybody?
just want to say GG's again to SirLinkalot and Dante. Not just Dante. Dante made us join. Let's be more specific.
Well, then you have to blame Dante because
That's
he made
right.
them
We
join.
always blame Dante. Yes.
With that actually gives us only 2 more races in the Open League for this weekend.
And they are both Game 5s. They're both in the Pendant Conference, if I recall correctly.
They are.
We do have them both on Sunday as well, and we're expecting to be restreaming the game between Last Locationeers featuring Structural Mike and Scottish Brave as they take on yet another bonk, Akaline and Grink in co-op retrance.
And then also that weekend, we might restream, we might not. Depends on volunteers. We have Matt Cap and Red Kitsune versus Retro Redfield and Alkaline Ace. Blue Balls United versus Reliable Archery Aces.
2 big co-op Cross Keys Retro Entrance Randomizer seeds for winner takes all. That'll be fun to watch, so keep an eye out to see where those land on Sunday afternoon. But for us here, we're going to say thank you again to our runners. If you haven't already done so, please give SirLinkalot and Sokol2044 a follow and some love. Big shout outs to Professor Pixie working on the tracker, pressing the buttons for us tonight. And for joining me on this one, Mr. Zekaiwind.
Zaru. Zaruvian. Fantastic co-commentary, as always.
We keep meeting an Enemizer. How does this work?
It's like we like commentating Randomizer. Because we do.
We do. We don't like playing it very much, but we love calling it.
But with that, I believe that does it for us here on the ALTTPR League.
Let's see if SpeedGaming's got anything else going on tonight. It is late on a Friday night. I hope you're all enjoying your weekend. Looks like this was the last thing on the schedule this evening. So with that in mind, we are going to bid everyone here a good farewell, and thank you once again for watching. Make sure you're following the ALTTPR League channel networks for your Open League games, and watch out for some invitational action that'll be coming up as they enter their second week of round 1 as well.
But with that, I think that will do it for us. Have a good night, everybody.